As I thought about traveling to Uganda, my expectations led me to believe that I would be traveling to a society far less advanced and progressive than the one I had called home for the past 20 years. Now don't get me wrong, I've always been open to embracing new experiences and immersing myself deep in distant culture. Yet my vision of Uganda was planted in that of society that consisted of inequality, destruction, and regression. I thought of things like a poor education system, malnutrition, and a lack of women's rights. Yet Uganda taught me that you should never underestimate. The people that I associated with this backsliding concept were, on the contrary, some of the most powerful people I'd meet. They did not stand for a regressive country. They were motivated to create opportunity. While we were going to Uganda ostensibly for a service trip, I was determined to make it a learning experience for myself. While local issues in business and education were rewarding to me, I'd never stepped out to think globally. Business and education are both mediums to create opportunity, but how are they being treated in countries such as Uganda? What could we do here to ensure that our impact was being felt in faraway countries? I etched a need to cultivate a strong global awareness in my leadership development plan. Understanding the role of business in other countries is essential, and I knew Uganda would be a perfect place to test how well I could think critically and hammer out this issue. Enter Joseph. Joseph was my host brother and one of my biggest influences during my time in Uganda. Beyond his insights on LeBron James and Men in Black, he also provided me with some of the closest perspectives to my own. Fresh out of college, Joseph himself saw his own opportunity for change through studies in analytics and technology. While he agreed that it was an advanced skill set to have, it did not increase his job prospects. Likewise, many college students became stuck in this purgatory where they had the expertise of a college degree, but there was no match for demand of an entry-level job in Uganda. It was not a big industry country like the United States. When I told him I was interested in consulting, he stated that such a need did not exist in Uganda, as businesses could not afford to outsource to consultants. A concentration of the opportunity lied in two main industries, retail business and farming. There was low differentiation and a lot of saturation in the market for clothing and simple consumer goods. While farming is mostly rural, there's a lot of movement in the urban cities. Many grow their own plants as a way to support income and also cut down on costs. My host mom Agnes home grew her matoke as she found it to be a lot more of a cost-effective technique. There's also abundance of microfinance initiatives as opposed to only a few in the United States. This enables individuals of various incomes to be financially healthy and paves the way for opportunity. Our time in Uganda was filled with sustainable projects that are revolved around this theme of creating opportunity. The rain harvesting tanks, energy-saving stoves, cocoa bean plants, and the tippy taps all offered important impacts such as beautification, sanitation, and a better chance at survival. There are also indirect impacts. For example, tippy taps help children stay healthier. If they stay healthy, they don't have to miss school and can benefit from a strong education. In class, we learned about asset-based community development and how the people had the intrinsic potential to build their own destiny. This was apparent in Uganda as we saw people, both big and small, invested in their community projects. One of the most inspiring moments for me was when the teacher told the kids to pay attention when we were building the tippy taps so they could make them at their own house. The strength of concentration in the face of the kids reflected a desire for change in their own lives. As small as they were, they did not short-sight an opportunity. Coming back home from Uganda, the issues pertinent to the Ugandan community became even more relevant for me. Now that I'd fulfilled my global development goals of creating a better picture of business and life in another country, I didn't want to stop there. I planned to facilitate further development via online microfinance platforms like Kiva. These organizations have field workers in Uganda that will vet potential entrepreneurial opportunities and connect me with hopeful entrepreneurs. When talking about aid in Africa, most problems come into play when the government is involved. With a secure platform like Kiva, you can increase your financial micro-impact on a grand scale. For the future of Uganda, entrepreneurship is key. In the larger scheme of things, this week in Uganda is simply an ephemeral moment for the villagers. Our job is to make impact sustainable. The real difference this trip made for me was my change in my mindset and my motivation to help more. The future holds a lot for Uganda. A few years back, many of them did not have cell phones or laptops, let alone two-story nightclubs. After Uganda, my hope is that I can increase my scope to impact global issues involving business and education in many countries around the world. The key, however, is to understand. To spend a week, a month, a year, or even more, engaging oneself with a culture, rooting the problems, and identifying the solutions within. I am proud of my Ugandan friends and their relentless fight for opportunity.
Take me to the place I love.